Well, I'm going to show you today how to make some easy and simple coasters that will sell really well and they look amazing. I'm going to be using these decals that I've printed off here, and this is on water slide paper and it's ideal for an inkjet printer. I will link this paper in the description below along with the coaster molds and everything else I use, and you won't believe how simple these are and how great they look. Now I'm going to make these today out of Resincrete. It looks great. It works so well for coasters, but there are a couple of steps that you need to follow, and especially for protecting your images as well once you've got them onto the coasters. So obviously the first thing you need to do is mix up your Resincrete, and I'm going to use probably, because I'm going to make the little holder as well that goes with it, and I'm going to use probably in total 300 grams. If I need more, then I can mix up more. So I've got 300 grams there of Resincrete, so that means I need 90 grams of water, and I'm going to give this a good mix using my fork. And the reason I use a fork, as always, is because it gets all the lumps out and gets it to a really great consistency very quickly. Now you can add colour with this if you want to. I'm not going to. I quite like the white finish of them, but you can get Resincrete colours that colour the Resincrete really well. So now I've got that in there and all mixed up, all I need to do is pour my coasters. I don't want to over pour them. I only want them right up to the very edge of this. There we are. So pour a bit slow, because if you're anything like me, you're likely to over pour. Now I am going to have to mix up some more for this that holds them, but that's not a problem. The great thing about Resincrete is if you haven't mixed up enough, you can pour your remixed Resincrete on top of what you've already mixed, and you never ever get a line. Oh look, I wasn't far out. I reckon I need probably about another 50 grams, that's all. Which will mean I need 15 grams of water. The other good thing about Resincrete is it really doesn't get bubbly. It disperses the bubbles so easily, unlike things like plaster of Paris and things like that. And if you're a bit concerned, you can always do a little bit of tappy-wappy on it and a bit of squidgy-widgy, and that'll help. But honestly, I never really have a problem with bubbles. And that should be enough now. Perfect. So what we'll do now is we'll leave those to cure up. These I'll only leave to cure up for about 30-40 minutes, and then I'll demold those. The actual holder itself I'll probably leave to cure up for a couple of hours because it's a little bit more delicate to demold, and I don't want to demold that while it's a little bit more delicate. And then I'll show you how to make sure you get the best result from applying your stickers, and then how to seal them and what else you need to do with them. I also just had a thought, what would go nice with this would be a nice little vase. So I'm also going to mix up some Resincrete and make this little vase as well. So I've poured this one and I've decided I'm going to do this in 2 different colours. I've got an orange Resincrete pigment here that I'm going to use. So I've got white and orange, which I think are 2 nice colours. And this will make a lovely little set as well to sell. Quite sure I've mixed up enough there, but we'll soon find out. Oh no, I think I have. Yep, perfect amount. And what I'll do is I'll leave that as well for a couple of hours to cure up before oh look, I've got some in there now. Got some orange in there now, and I don't want that in there. Oh, I'm so messy. Oh well, I might have to just live with that in there. I can paint that over once it's dry anyway. Oh, there you go. You can barely see that now, thank goodness. So we'll leave those to cure up, and then I'll show you how to seal them and how to get the best out of them. Well, these should be cured enough now to demold. I've had this and this in my curing machine, which also helps to give them a bit more drying. Just be careful when you first take them out of the mold, because remember, moisture stays in and around silicone really easily. So demold them as carefully as you can so you don't break any bits off. And look at that, that has demolded lovely, really well. I did get some contamination in there, as you know, but look, no bubbles around the edge whatsoever. This is an ideal casting product for beginners. It really is. So if you're looking to get into something that you want to get some great results from very, very quickly, then this is the stuff. So I'm going to take these off. Now I'm popping these onto a bit of tissue paper or kitchen paper or whatever you want to call it, because I'm going to leave these overnight to dry out even further. I may put them in my curing box depending on if I get time. So I'm going to take this out now as well. Again, trying to be as gentle as possible. And this is the one where I've done it two-tone. Pull that out. It's still quite warm from being in the curing box. Oh, I'm loving that two-tone on there. That looks great. Unfortunately, again, that is a little bit contaminated, but not to worry. I think that looks really pretty. Now I've got one or two little trap bubbles on the edge there where I didn't do enough tappy wappy, and what I'm going to do is, while this is still soft enough to do anything with, all I'm going to do is carve those out using a knife and go all the way around that edge, and all that's going to do is give it a different, slightly different finish to it, but it also gets rid of those bubbles. And then once it's fully hard, fully cured, I can then go ahead and sand that as well. But this gets rid of the bulk of them at this stage. If I'd have done a little bit more tappy wappy on that to start with, I wouldn't have needed to do this. But it is a good way of getting rid of any edges where you've got a few bubbles. But you need to do it before it gets fully hard. So don't leave it 2 or 3 days to do it, because if not, you're not going to be able to trim it like this. You're going to have to go in and sand it all off. There we go. And now that is all done. I've got rid of those little bubbles that were around that edge that was spoiling that. Once that's fully dry, I will then go ahead and sand that off. But I won't do it until tomorrow. And I'll show you how to do that, and then how to add your transfers onto here. What you need to do first, how then to seal them once they're on there. And I've got a little trick for you that I think you'll love. So while they're drying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and spray my transfers with some sealer. Just a couple of very light coats, so that when I add water to this, it isn't going to smudge it like that. Because if not, you can smudge them. But they're all nicely sealed now, and I'll leave that to dry properly. All I used was a crystal clear Seals, Protects and Enhances. It's brilliant, not expensive, and it lasts a long, long time. But it does make a difference, and it gives you a much crisper finish with your water slide decals. But these are all cured now, and before I go ahead and put my transfers on there and seal them, what I am going to do is seal these coasters, and that will make it much easier for me to be able to put the transfers on and prevent any moisture getting down. All I'm using here is the matte sealer and going round and sealing that. This is the matte sealer that you can get that's specially designed for Resincrete. You'll only need 1 coat of it. That should be enough. And I'll give that probably about half an hour to dry fully before I apply the stickers. I'll also do this, and once they are drying, then I can show you how I'm going to quickly sand this down where I trimmed those edges. And I'm applying it with a sponge. That way you don't get any brush marks or anything in it. The sponges come with the sealer. Gives a really nice finish, the sponge. So now I've got my sandpaper. All I'm using here is an 80 grit, and I'm going round here until I've got it nice and shaped. And then I'll go to a slightly higher grip and smooth it all off again. Well, I'll go to probably a 300 grit sandpaper. It sands really easily and very well. And that's all lovely and smooth now, and you never know, I went round there with a knife and then sanded it. What I'm going to use on this is the gloss sealer to seal all this in. I've just realised I should have printed these mirrored, but again, I forgot, so I'm going to go and reprint those. Well, these now, I've printed them and done them the correct way. So what I'm going to do before I do anything else is cut them out so they're easier to place. Because I want to place them going on these like that. And I did a couple of extra ones to put on the little vase. Now that vase is actually part of a mold set that is a pear, but I don't want the pear top to it. All I want is the bottom, so that's why I've made that. So I will link it in the description below, so don't worry. And don't forget, these are now protected as well with a coat of varnish. So when I've varnished them, I do them slightly differently when I put them on. So I want that one on there, like that. Go for that one there. That one there. These two are for the vase. This one in the middle of there, so that when you've used the coasters out of it, you've then got a little transfer there. So how I'm going to do these is, first of all, I'm going to wet them like this. I'm giving them a really good soaking. And then I'll leave them for about 2 minutes soaking on there like that. Now these are all sealed, don't forget, so they're going to stick on there very, very easily. Then I can pull these off like that and then place them where I want them on the coaster. Now if you want to, you can wet this coaster a little bit. Yeah, because that's not central. So I can wet that a little bit because it's all sealed up, so it doesn't matter. And then you can move it around to get it in the right place. So I'm happy with that. You're not going to smudge any of these inks or anything like that because we've sealed these. And now we can go across with a paper napkin or something similar. Squeeze all the water out of them from underneath. Dry that off. So look at that. That looks great. I'm going to leave that to dry. I'm actually going to pop it in my curing machine to dry that on there. I'll go ahead. I'll place the rest and then I'll show you how I'm going to finally seal them and use them. Well, these are all nice and dry now, which is wonderful. It means I can put the final couple of items on there. And what I'm going to do is seal these now using the gloss sealer. I like to pour some of that into a spray bottle because I want to seal inside of this. And if you do it twice after 24 hours, it becomes waterproof. So you could use that as a vase. I'm not planning to use it as a vase. I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for. Maybe putting things in or some flowers or something. Who knows? Some dry flowers, I mean. But you can also spray it onto your item and then go over it with a sponge. Get a nice thin coat like that, or just put it in on a sponge. Look at that. And I'm using the gloss to finish this off with. I've already given them one coat of the matte, so these are very well sealed. So I'm going to go ahead and finish all the sealing, and then once they're dry, I'm going to seal the bottom as well, and you'll see why in a second. These are dry, so the last thing I need to do now is place these sticky circles that I've cut out. And this is the felt. I get it in sheets, and I cut it out using my Cricut, but if you haven't got a Cricut, then you can just cut it out using normal scissors or a blade. That's how I've done it in lots of my videos, as you've probably seen. You do need to seal the base of the resin crepe before you put this on, and then you get a much better stick. Turn it into a little taco like this, and then put it on like that. And it gives a really nice finish. I'm going to put one on the base of this and on the base of the vase, and then I'll show you what they look like all put together. These are all finished now. I absolutely love them. I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to keep them for myself. I'm not messy. I'm crafting. And then a picture of a crafting mess, all nicely sealed in there, two-tone, and with a lovely gloss finish. If I was going to make them to sell them, I'd make sure my molds were a little bit cleaner, and I would make sure I didn't get any mess on them. But I love them. And it has got its felt bottom on it. The coasters have come out amazingly. Creative mess in progress. Art before adulting. I only craft on days ending with a Y. And just one more row. And then made with a bit of chaos. And again, they've all got the felt underneath them. If I were to sell these, I would put a little note in with them. A little card saying, do not drop, and do not drop items onto the coasters, as these are made from material that will break if dropped. And then that's it. And don't put in the dishwasher as well. Not dishwasher proof. I always add that to anything that's resin creep. And if I made a perfect set of these, I would probably sell this set, both items, for about £45. And you can make them all unique depending what pictures that you print off. I hope you've enjoyed this. Really easy project to make, but as you can see, impactful and very desirable and great for beginners. Be sure to check out the video I've got coming up next on Resincrete if you want to learn more about how to use Resincrete. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.